Can you tell me a little bit about the music scene in Bristol? How would you say it compares to like other cities or?
I think there's some strong places in Bristol. It's predominantly there's a lot of heavy like influence from like sort of dance music and sort of jungle music and sort of like drum and bass and stuff like that.
Yeah, completely removed from our world.
Oh.
But,
there's a lot of that type of stuff in Bristol, and it's like a sort of go-to stop-off point for a lot of DJs and stuff.
It's also great it's a massive subculture like alternative music, like just in Bristol. It's a really big culture like for that, but it's also like a weird like crust punk scene, like proper squat punkers.
Bristol's
like,
just a really good place. There's a lot of like originality, and it really does feel like you can there's a lot of people just like express themselves in different ways, and there's stuff that accommodates that type of mindset, which is cool. Everyone seems to be like quite laid back, and there's a lot more stuff that's more, I guess, a bit more niche than if you would just go to some other cities. The music industry is, from our point of view, in terms of like the shows that we play, we can get some good turnouts there. We've hit and miss obviously, but
I'll say it's a bit strange considering it's like where we formed. It's a place we haven't really shone playing live. Like we never shown
like shine.
Shone.
Okay.
That's the word.
Is that
Sorry.
even a word?
I don't
Is
know.
That a word?
I might have made that up.
Shown.
Shane? Like
Whatever.
I mean, we've been lucky to play some really good shows there and stuff, but I wouldn't say, like, considering it's like our hometown and where we formed, we don't have much of a following there. So it's weird. Like, we have better followings like here in London and like Southampton and stuff, and Leeds and.
Take that, Bristol.
Yeah.
We don't need you. No, just kidding.
No.
For the record, not what they said.
It's a second. It's our second. It's our second home.
So tonight's show, you're playing Sea Bright Arms. You tweeted you'd be playing the strongest set list we've played to date. What can we expect?
Well, we've got some new songs which we haven't played on some previous tours before this, which is good. We're really excited about them, and that's some new material that we've done that we haven't recorded yet. So that's good to be able to play the songs. They just sound so like fresh, and we're really excited on them. So I think hopefully other people will enjoy it too. We tightened up the set a bit. We've played around with the sort of set list that we did last time we were in London, so we've just really tried to focus on just keeping sort of the atmosphere going the whole time and making sure it's a consistent set, like sort of leads in with each other, and sort of the dynamics of the set throughout are strong.
Every tour we try something different, like we've tried to anyway, but this tour it's exciting for us because we're currently writing and stuff, and so we thought we'd try out some of the new songs live, and so it's all pretty fun, but it's just all a bit new for us.
Managed to, I don't know, I guess trim the fat a bit, maybe play some new stuff, drop some stuff that we thought we weren't as keen on or had its time maybe. So we think that this is just like the strongest sort of set that we played as a unit, I think. I'd say so. Cool. Other people might disagree.
Well, people might turn up now and be like, that was
shit.
I'm sure Germany will let us know anyway. But.
So you put out Sympathy, I think, in February?
That's right,
yeah. You just mentioned you were writing, so I gotta dig a little bit. What's next?
We're currently writing for a record, which will be our first full length.
Sick.
But at the moment we're still writing it. It's looking like we'll probably record it by the end of the year, and then we'll see. I don't know. Obviously, I can't put a timestamp on when it will come out, but
it'll be next year at some point. But for now, we've got a fair majority of it written, but we want to go back and make sure we can make it as strong as possible. Because where it's a debut, you want to make sure that it's strong and stands out. So. At the moment we're just focusing on that really.
It's very easy for bands to rush into like their first like proper release, like an album release, so like we're just kind of taking our time on it. At the same time we are trying to whip ourselves up the arse a bit, just like speed it up a bit, but it's no point in just releasing something you're not happy with, so we're just taking our time on that. And like if you look at our last major release, which was sort of like the Dumbstruck EP, like last February that came out. So like it's been a long time since that came out, but it's really refreshing to see people are still like glued to us despite being this far into the campaign for that record. So like it's really nice anyway. So we're quite blessed to be at this point where we are now.
We've been able to do enough stuff to sort of tick over in the meantime, and yeah, I'm glad that we're doing it like this rather than just rushing and putting out another sort of 4 or 5 track just for the sake of just sort of trying to stay like relevant. Like, I'd much rather just stick with what we're doing and just make sure that when we do release the debut, it's going to be the strongest it can be.
For now, we've got 2017 booked up, and then we'll see what happens next year. Yeah, so that's our plan.
Cool. I have one more question.
Okay.
It's a fun question. Have you heard of the Avril Lavigne conspiracy?
No, but I love Avril Lavigne. Well, I love her first album.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
I've never heard this.
What's the conspiracy?
The conspiracy is that she like.
Oh, I think I have heard this actually.
Yeah?
Is it the theory that she's been replaced or something like that?
Yeah, that she like died.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, she
So
died.
now she's like a robot going out of Chad Kroeger from Nickelback.
Oh,
She's married.
they broke up.
They've broken up.
Yeah. They broke
Absolute
up.
drama. I didn't know anything about that.
What conspiracy would you like to put out there around Weatherstate?
Maybe like to replace Toby, our drummer, with like a robot that's just like the best drummer in the world.
Cause you know
Toby is great, by the way. I'm not. This is no.
No,
He's
it
burying
is
Toby.
In terms of a conspiracy story, maybe if like people can't come into our shows and they were just like, oh my god, this is the tightest band I've ever seen.
I'd like to start a theory that Harry has an alter ego and is actually a masked professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like that.
I could fully back that. We'll make up some good like sort of like promo artwork of me like in some like wrestling.
We'll have to get like a custom mask for you or something.
Yeah, we've actually already got the wrestling belts, which we took on the last tour we did with us. We got some like £20 like sort of Asda like WWE replica belts.
Did you wear them on stage?
Well,
No, never wear them.
I think we gave them away to someone for stage diving or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We bought them
it's
like
in
cheap.
Newcastle.
Yeah, in Newcastle. Yeah, we said to like whoever did the best stage dive would get a free
King,
That is
champion of
value.
stage diving.
It's like when kids go to like parties and leave with a goodie bag. If you come to watch Weatherstate, you leave with a WWE belt.
Sick.
I wish we had some
Good time.
on this tour.
You can like maybe include that in your next like
Yeah.
March, you know.
But the problem is then that
Repertoire.
tours will start getting quite expensive if we're giving out £20 belts per set.
Yeah, but you know, you'll be the band with like the WW blah blah blah.
I
blah.
guess that could be like our thing, couldn't it?
I don't know. Is that going to cheapen our music if we start doing that though? Like, people
cares?
go, oh, I don't care.
You
cool.
can just hire one person like fully in charge of the belts,
Yeah.
and then they can, you know.
Can get them off.
God, this is getting expensive. I don't know if we can hack this. I might just get
Maybe
like
we'll
a legit championship belt, like custom one with Weatherstate on or something.
Sick.
Maybe.
I want to see. I like. legit
I'd
wanna
love
see
that. I would actually love that. No, we'll see. We'll do some research.
Cool. I mean, there you go. You're planning for 2018 next year.
Yeah, exactly. You got it down.
If you come to a show next year,
Album, check.
you might become stage dive champion if you come to a show next year.
Champion.
Who knows?
Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for your time.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
And have an amazing show tonight.
Thank you.
Cool.